Well, it's winter time here on the farm now. The one last job we got to do on the strawberries in the fall, late fall, early winter, is we need to mulch them. This does a number of things, but the biggest thing is it protects the fruit buds from getting winter damage. By putting a straw mulch on, that itself gives insulation, but it also tends to catch the snow and even make more insulation. Now, before you mulch in the fall, you want to make sure you've had at least 2 good hard freezes. I like maybe 3 good hard freezes. In northern Indiana, that's right around Thanksgiving week for us. We even had a snowfall last week, so we think these are pretty well dormant and ready to be mulched. Now, straw mulch is by far the best, better than anything. People say, well, why can't I use my leaves from my garden, from the trees and put them on my garden for mulching strawberries? Straw mulch is the best because not only does it keep the fibrous straw up and catch the snow in the winter, also when it comes down and the new plants work their way up through and it compacts, the straw makes a really nice barrier between the ground and the fruit rot pathogens that are in the ground and the berries. Any other thing like a leaf mulch, it will compost, it will hold the moisture. So straw really is the best thing to use. Now, when I mulch strawberries, I like a really good thick mulch. So I like to spread it on and keep spreading it on until you just can't see the plants. And then I put just a hair more on. Break up the cakes. Now you see this nice fibrous stuff will give us good insulation, but this also catches snowfall and makes a really nice insulation barrier, keeping those buds safe all winter from those cold, hard, desiccating winds. Now next spring, I'll show you how we take the straw off and make it so we can use this straw for that protection for the berries themselves, but also to create that nice narrow row and get some weed control out of here. That's one reason I like to put on a good heavy straw. Well, this is the last job for the fall for us here on the berry farm, and we'll see you in the next spring. It's now early spring here in Indiana. We left you last fall having just covered these strawberries up that weekend around Thanksgiving, or after you have 2 good hard freezes, 2 or 3 good hard freezes, and now the snow's finally gone after a really long hard winter this year, and these strawberries are ready to be uncovered. Now, how do you know when it's time to uncover? That's a tough one because it comes at a different time every year because it all depends on the weather. You really want to keep them covered as long as you can because that keeps the strawberries from growing and helps protect you from spring frost by delaying the blooming of the strawberries. However, if you delay it long enough that the leaves turn yellow underneath the straw, you're actually going to really hurt your yield, up toward 20-30% if you let them get really yellow. So as soon as you start seeing the first sign of the plants turning yellow under the straw, you want to get the straw off. Now, as I've told you many times, that you like to see a nice narrow row of strawberries, and the best way to set that narrow row up on strawberries is just uncovering a little bit of the line in the middle here and making it so the berries will actually have to grow up through this little bit of a trench we're going to leave here for the strawberries to come up through. You don't have to get all the straw. It doesn't have to be pretty clean. As a matter of fact, you want to leave a lot of the straw because your goal is to get this straw mat down with rains again. The strawberries come up and then you want the fruit to come out and lay on this straw. The reason you like this nice barrier straw between your fruit and the ground, 2 reasons. Number 1, this straw will keep the weeds down. It will shade out the ground and you won't get as many weeds. But even more importantly is the berries will be laying on the straw. Most of the fruit rots that you get on strawberries, or many of the common fruit rots, are actually soil-borne pathogens, which means the enemy is in the soil. So by having the berries laying on the straw and keeping them nice and dry, you'll protect them from rotting. So as I get this bed ready for spring, I just want to make this nice little crease in the straw, this nice little cleaned area that the plants can grow up through. And you'll get a nice crop of strawberries off a bed like this. So that's what I know about mulching strawberries for winter protection. I'm Sam Irwin with Indiana Berry and Plant Company.